joining me. Sorry I'm a bit late today. I'm just going to wait for you all to join me. It takes so long to do everything these days. I think, oh, I've got 5 minutes left. I just need to go upstairs and take my tablets. And I'm going to just wait for you all to join me. Now, while I'm waiting for you all, I'm going to put on, I need to find something while you're all joining me. So I just need to dig into my pile of pigments, and I found it straight away. Hello, Stacey. Stacey, thank you so much. I knew there was something. I was going to actually use your color corrector that arrived, but it's in the other room now. But it is perfect color for me. Thank you so much. And I haven't forgotten. I'm going to make sure that as soon as possible, I'm going to get Royal Mail delivered. They come and collect your parcel for you. So I'll try and package that for you this weekend, all right? So that you can get so Stacey and I did a swap. So Stacey sent me an eyeliner and a color corrector, and I'm going to swap it for the light face slime, because it's not going to suit me, but it will suit Stacey. So thank you so much. Yeah, I was going to bring it in, but it's in the other room, and I'm absolutely shattered because I had to go for an x-ray this morning at 9:30 because I can't drive. So I went on my scooter. Absolutely freezing. Now I'm going to use some of Daniel Sandler's Blossom Primer, which, as you all know, I love, but I want to try something because I definitely need some glow. So this is going to go on first, and then I'm really going to glow it up. But this will go on first. And the reason I'm going to glow it up is because my face is looking dull at the moment. I just don't like committing to swapping stuff because I'm struggling to get anything done at the moment. But I will do my best. Maybe get Jack to help me wrap it up and get it to the front door. But I think they do. They can just come and pick it up from your front door. So I'll do it that way. Hello, Terry. So I'm just putting on Daniel Sandler's Blossom Primer, which, as you can see, gives you really, it's not just a glow. What I like about this, as opposed to, say, Wonder Glow, is that what I like about it is that and as opposed to, there's another one that I've got that's similar. So there's Wonder Glow. There's also, there's another glowy primer from Charlotte Tilbury. And there's also the Studio 10 Glow Plexion. What I like about Daniel's is that it, as well as giving you a glow, it does do a bit of color correction. So if you've got a bit of redness or muddiness, as you can see, my pigmentation is not great at the moment because I basically haven't been looking after my skin as much. So it gives you a bit of color correction, and it takes some of that yellow out of my skin. And the yellow is the kind of, the hyperpigmentation. I don't have jaundice or anything. But what I wanted to try was, I wanted to put that on first, and then I wanted to use my new favourite highlighter by Estee Lauder. The one that I had before from Estee Lauder, Victoria Beckham thing, but it's exactly the same, but it's newer. So it's not like 6 years old. And this is the Modern Mercury. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on. Now, this is something that you can always do, by the way. Pigment is pigment. You don't need to get a glowy primer. You need to moisturize your face, obviously. But and also, by the way, this Blossom Primer of Daniel's, although it's moisturizing, it sinks straight into the skin. And that's really important when you've got a primer that's moisturizing, because if it sits, it feels sticky on top, your makeup's going to melt, right? So it sinks in. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my highlighter by Estee Lauder. I'm going to actually put it on all over my skin before I put my foundation on. Right, so I'm giving myself a double glow. And that will pop through my foundation. So if you haven't got a glowy primer and you really want to make your skin glow, this is an option, is to put your moisturizer on, let it sink in, and then put on your favorite highlighter all over your skin. Well, thank you for the hearts. Oh, you're all sending me hearts now. That's a lovely new feature. So it just will give you that all over glow before you put on your foundation. Okay. Now I've got an idea for a look. Now to Anne, I think it was Anne or Anna last week, I haven't forgotten to do the video about applying mascara. I've just had about 4 hospital appointments this week. This weekend, my other half isn't coming over. So I'm going to put it out this weekend, okay? Now, I'm going to put on my foundation over the top. And I'm going to use my Doll 10. Even though it's glowy as well, because I definitely need some glow, she says. And I'm looking around for my Doll 10 foundation. And this is where I've just got back from my x-ray this morning and not managed to organise myself at all. But here we go. So I'm going to put this on next. So I should have plenty of glow. Because this is also a glowy foundation. But you see, you get a feel for these things. Like at the moment, I know I can get away with putting glow, glow, glow on. Sometimes it ends up making you look a bit like a Tin Man. But actually at the moment, now where's my foundation brush? This is going to be one of those lives where I'm looking around for things. Like, oh, and where's that? And where's this? Ah, here we are. I'm not going to put the primer on because I've already got Daniel's primer. I'm just going to go straight in with the foundation. And some of that glow will shine through. Now, I've got a specific idea today for an eye look. I haven't got lipstick ready, but we'll have to make do with lipstick. But I've got a specific eye look idea. Now, there's been a lot of social media shout outs from Nikki Tutorials. Now, Nikki Tutorials, I don't know if you guys follow her, but she's got something like 11 million subscribers. And she did a look using one of Carla Cosmetics pigments that I have. And it went viral. And the pigment that I'd bought a while ago sold out because of this video. And I wanted to do something similar, but not exactly the same. And I'm going to tell you how I'm going to differ it in a minute. So what she did is she used this pigment over a black base, which you've seen me do a couple of weeks ago. Or was it last week? I can't remember. But I did one of the pigments over a black base. Now, I could do that, but I wanted to change it a little bit because I like to go with an idea, but adapt it a little bit rather than do exactly the same, which, let's face it, isn't that creative, just copying someone else's idea. Yes, it did go through the letterbox. Yes. But it doesn't matter even if it doesn't, because I've got one of these enclosed porches. So yeah, if you ever want to send something big. I'm not aiming that at you, Stacey. I'm aiming that at makeup companies. You know, I can take it if you ever want to send me some PR. Yeah, I've got an enclosed porch, which has been a lifesaver recently because it means a postman can just put it inside my porch rather than wait for me to come to the door. Right, so there's my foundation. Let's put a little bit of concealer on. I'll use some of this colour corrector. Now, I was going to use the one that Stacey sent me, but as I said, it's in the other room. So instead, I'll use my Doll 10 one. And I've restocked my Doll 10 foundation and concealer. That's how much I'm loving it. Now, if you go onto QVC UK, you'll see that some of the foundations haven't had very good reviews. I don't know why, but I'm telling you that I think this foundation is superb. And I love it. I love the fact that it's got really full-on coverage, but it doesn't look like it has. Right, concealer. And I'm going to get down to the eye look. So I'm going to do an adaptation. So the pigment that Nikki Tutorial used was Insomnia. And I'm going to show it you on, I'll show it you on bare skin. I'll show it you over black. And then I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do it over something else. Now I'll just put a bit of concealer on. I did get the MBM mini colour cases. Yeah, I got actually, I ended up getting there was an offer on if you bought all three. It was actually almost the same as if you bought two. So I ended up getting all of them. Haven't got round to using them yet. I've been given so much makeup. My sister's bought me so much, and I will be doing I'm going to do a special video where I'm going to show you. I'm not going to be putting it all on, but I'm going to show you. It's a sort of combined get well and Christmas present from my sister because I was overwhelmed when I saw it. It really is a haul of makeup. But my sister said, and I think she's listening, my sister said, you really want the pink one? Oh, Stacey. My sister said that it helped her to get through me being in intensive care because it helped her to think, Ali can review that when she's well again. And it helped her to focus on me being well because she was terrified. And I had a video appointment yesterday with the nurses. That it was a nurse-led service, that the people that treated me for my aneurysm, and it really brought it home to me how seriously ill I was. Apparently, I had to have a blood transfusion. My hemoglobin dropped when I was in intensive care, and they had to give me a blood transfusion. And the more I hear about what happened when I was out of it, the more horrified I am and the luckier I feel. So I'm just now looking for my powder. Here we go, finishing powder. So I'm going to put some finishing powder over all of that because it will set the makeup, but that glow will still come through. Don't forget, when you first apply your powder, you might think, oh, that's a bit matte. But if you've got creams underneath, just wait 10 minutes and you'll see that the glow comes through. And I love this powder because although it's tiny bit, a smidgen too dark for me, it just warms up my complexion. It's almost like a bronzer, but not quite. If it was like a bronzer, then I wouldn't put it under my eyes, but it just warms it up a bit. Right, so there's my base. Now, this is Insomnia. So this, I think you can get it again now, but it's sold out as soon as Nikki Tutorials did her review. Can you see it in the pot? It sort of almost looks lilac. Right, now what she did is she did a look with this and she put it over black. I'm going to just swatch you a little bit. Let me just put a load in the lid. So they come in like these pepper pots and you have to sprinkle some into the lid. I'm going to put a fair bit in because I'm going to do an eye look, but I'm also going to be swatching. So, but you get absolutely tons and you don't really need to use a lot. So I'm going to just get you a black base, a Carla black base, and I'm going to just put a little bit of that on and let it dry while I'm showing it you on bare skin. Right, so so this is Carla's black base. Okay, I'm just going to let that, I'm just going to smudge it out a bit because that'll make sure that it dries down quickly. Okay, that's the black base. I'm going to swatch it on bare skin first of all. And this is the beauty of these pigments, is that they look different depending on whether you put them on bare skin or on different. So that's what it looks like on bare skin. Look at that. Now I'm going to show it you on black. Is that dried enough? It should have dried enough. Yeah, ish. Now, can you see how beautiful it comes out as a beautiful cobalt blue? Okay. Now, what I had an idea to do today was, instead of doing it on bare skin and instead of doing it on black, I wanted to have a go at using this as a base. Let me first test it on my hands and we will decide. This is the Victoria Beckham Kajal in Navy Noir. Right, so I want to see what this looks like. So I'm going to put a little swatch of this. So it's not quite black, but it's a very dark navy. And I thought, if I use that as a base, then I can smudge it into the socket as well. Right, now let's see what this looks like. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes, we like. We like. So it's a slight variation on the Nikki Tutorials. So it's going to come out a little bit lighter, but a lot more blue. Can you see? So I'm just going to sharpen this pencil because it definitely needs a sharpen. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off the look using the Victoria Beckham eyeshadow, the quad, because that's also got some blues and navies and stuff in. We haven't got a transition shade, but again, hopefully I'll be able to reach out and find one somewhere. What I really need to do is get my MAC Kid, which is my favourite transition shade, and have that out permanently on the top. Right, that should be sufficiently sharpened. Put that in there for now. Right, so I'm going to start out by using this as a base. So I'm going to go all over the eye, because don't forget you can use your eyeliners like Colour Chameleons. And does anyone remember, by the way, does anyone remember when Charlotte Tilbury brought out a navy blue Colour Chameleon? It was a matte one. It was this is going back years now. She brought it out and I ended up with one. I wouldn't use it now, but I ended up with one in it was in a, you know, one of her mystery boxes. Now I'm going to take that up higher because what I want to do is, as it gets to the socket, I won't have the pigment there, but I want it to be dark. So what I'm doing is, before it actually dries down, I'm just using the warmth of my finger to blend it in. And I'd suggest, if you're using an eyeliner, a kajal like this, as a base, that's what you do. You use your finger because you want to blend it out before it dries down. And the warmth of your finger will be more conducive than a brush. So I'm going in doing the liner first, and then I'm taking it up. I didn't see that, no. I've been keeping a lookout to see if she's got anything new. I wonder if this is the influence of Puig, because a lot of Charlotte Tilbury's lipsticks are kind of, they're warm lipsticks. I wonder if there'll be some cooler ones, because a lot of people have said over the years, I want a cool pink. You know, and there's a couple that she does. Bosworth's Beauty, I think, is one. But most of them, the majority of them are sort of my favourite comment, 50 Shades of Elastoplast. By the way, if you're in another country and you don't know what Elastoplast is a manufacturer of plasters that you put on when you've got a cut. And it was my favourite comment. And I keep thinking I should look it up one day and see if I can go back and find it, because I should keep mentioning the person that said it. But it actually had me giggling for such a long time. Now, as you can see, so now I'm going to take a little bit of this under the waterline. Not on the waterline, just underneath. And I'm going to take some of this and just go along again, tucking it in. Just like a bed sheet on the top line. So this is Navy Noir by Victoria Beckham. She's brought out a few blues. I've got a couple of them here. She brought the one out in summer, which I haven't got, but she's also got another one, which is called Electric Blueberry. I think that might have been the summer one. I'm going to put that in my waterline. This is really going for blue. Okay, so now I'm just trying to think what order to do this in. I think what I'm going to do the pigment first. So now I'm going to go in. Now I was going to look for my silicone brush, my Carla silicone brush. But I ran out of time getting ready. So I might have to apply this with my fingers. Unless it's here. Let me see. Is it within reach? I think it's not. What a shame, but I would definitely recommend using the silicone brush because you get a nice clean line. But I'm going to put it on with my fingers. So now I'm going to dab this onto my mobile lid. Oh, thank you, Stacey. And for those of you that don't normally comment, but just like to watch, I know I can see that there's more people watching than commenting right now. Hello to you. You're not forgotten. And feel free to comment if you want to, but no one's forcing you. But all I will say is don't be shy. Say hello. Now look at that. It's beautiful. Now again, this is the unfinished look. It should all come together in a while. Now I'm going to take a blending brush. I need to sort out my brushes for these lives. I really do. I'm going to take a blending brush and I'm going to go in with this cobalt blue at the end of this palette. And this is the Victoria Beckham Royal Eye Brick. Okay, I'm going to start off with this cobalt blue. And I'm going to take that. This is a matte shadow. I'm going to take that into the socket. And put that on first. And then I'm going to build it up with the navy. At the moment, it's looking a bit liney, but don't worry. As I said, it's going to come together. Right, now I'm going to take the dark navy. Oh, I've gone back in with the lighter blue. No, the dark one. We want the dark navy. I'm telling you, and then I'm doing something else. Right, and then I'm going to dot that in the corner. And then take that up. And again, I'm not going to blend this one out as much because I want this to be right in the socket. Where is everyone today? I think because I haven't done lives for a while, Stacey, I think, and YouTube isn't great at informing people. I think people forget. A lot of people are watching me these days on catch up. I've noticed particularly sort of 5 hours after I've done my live, and it's also where people are watching. Now I'm going to also take some of this below and up and out, and this is where I'm going to start blending in a minute. Now, what I want to do next is I'm going to get a blending brush, and I'm going to also get a transition shade. We have one in this palette, don't we? Let's use that one. We have one in Charlotte's Multiverse palette. Oops. Do you know what? I've got so many things stacked that they just keep falling everywhere. I really need to organise my makeup room. Yeah, we will. So I'm going to use one of Charlotte's. I thought she had... Why did I think that there was a really good transition shade in here? Yes, there is. Just looks darker today, but it's not. This one here. So the top left-hand corner of the Multiverse palette is really good for doing that final transition shade to just blend everything out of the top. Do you see what I mean? Do you see how well it works at getting your lines off? So this is the top left of Charlotte's Multiverse palette. Great transition shade. Do you see the difference? No lines anymore. Now, as I said, I think I said this last week, and I'm repeating myself, but a lot of people that do makeup videos on YouTube, they start with the transition shade, which is one way of doing it, but I prefer to do it this way round, because then I can see what I'm doing. It just blends it out beautifully. Now, what I'm going to do, before I do anything else, is I'm going to use some Flawless setting spray just to make that pigment pop even more by wetting it. And I obviously want to apply this before I start putting mascara on. Right, that's just going to wet it, and it's going to make it, glow even more. Now, I'll wait for that to dry down. I've just seen I've got a little gap there, but I'm going to wait for that to dry down. Now, what I'm going to do What you can do is you can do a really blue look, which is to do this. I'm going to take this blueberry and I'm going to put that in the waterline underneath. Or if you don't want it to be all blue, I'm just going to show you on the other eye. You can do a contrasting opposite shade. And you can tell me which you prefer. Hello, Diane. Oh, I'm glad you didn't miss them today. Or you can do a contrasting shade. Now, this one is called bronze. So the opposite shade to blue is brown. So I thought I'll show you both. You see? So one kind of really brings the blue out. The other one is the opposite shade. But I'm going to stick with the blue because I'm going to really make my eyes pop today. So I just go over that bronze. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Navy Noir and I'm going to tight line above. Hi, Anne. Oh, you bought some mini mascara. Listen, I said at the beginning of my video, I did give you a shout out. I said I haven't forgotten to do that video. I'm going to do it the weekend because my other half isn't coming this weekend. And I've had about 4 hospital appointments this week. So I haven't forgotten. So don't forget to catch me at the weekend when I'm going to put out a video about mascara application when you've got shaky hands. That now needs another, sorry, it needs another sharpen. It's the only thing that I don't like about Victoria Beckham's kajals is that they're so soft that you have to keep sharpening them. And then she's put her prices up a lot recently. I do love her liners. But I think her liners have now gone up to something ridiculous like £30. Right, I'm just tight lining. I tell you, my hands are quite shaky today. And then I'm just going to do a bit of a flick at the edges. Now, you cannot do this look and not put on. I'm going to actually go over that, the top as well. Because this really needs to frame your eyes. If you're going to do bright blue like this, you can't do without mascara and you can't do without a dark liner on the top. Otherwise, it's going to look unfinished. So, do you know what? I found about 3 of those mascaras after our live. And I bet you, if I try and look for them now, let me see, I won't be able to find them. And yet I found, here's one of them. So this is the Pillow Talk one. Hopefully it's not one that I've used till it's nearly gone. But can you see now how I'm steadying my hand, and I can get really close into the lashes, even though my hand is actually shaking at the moment. But I can do it confidently because I can steady my hand, and I'm concentrating more on moving my lashes against the brush and keeping the brush still. Now I'm giving it a little wiggle. Now I've caught it on the lash. But don't worry, I'm going to do a video about this. I have a feeling that this one might nearly be gone. Now this side, again, you can use your nose to steady your hand, or you can do it that way. It's better to put it on with whichever one is your dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, you're right. If you're left-handed, you're left. Unless you've got an issue with your dominant hand, of course. Like people that have had strokes. Like my dad, it affected my dad's dominant hand. But he's learnt to use his non-dominant hand. Right. Always looks better, this, on the second coat. And I'm just pressing. I'm using it like an eyelash curler. I'm just pressing the root of the lash for a minute and then pulling it up, which will give me the curl I need. Because my lashes are so straight. Loving the blue. Thank you. And of course she's got other really lovely blues. The other one I'll show you in a minute is called Midnight. And that one has got a black base to it already. So you've got the option of getting Insomnia and being able to play around with different looks. Or if you know that you're always going to want the dark blue, you can get Midnight. And Midnight is blue, but it also comes out a little bit purple. I'll show you that in a second. And can you see when you've got brown eyes, how it makes your eyes pop? Is anyone else excited about the new CT lipsticks coming out soon? I want to go and have a look at the colours. Is there an Instagram page? So for those of you that have just joined, this is 3 ways to wear the pigment. So this pigment is the one that I'm showing is from Carla Cosmetics. I'm about to drop something else on the floor. And it's called Insomnia. And this look was based on a viral video from Nikki Tutorials where she put Insomnia over a black base. And that is what it looks like over a black base. That's what it looks like on bare skin. And I put it over the Victoria Beckham Kajal in Navy Noir. So slightly lighter than the Nikki Tutorials look. I mean, it looks stunning over black. But I just wanted to try it in a different way. And then I finished off by using some of the Victoria Beckham brick shades. This brick, which is in Royal. Now, what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of this highlighter shade and just pop it in the centre. Again, this is a little trick. If you've got hooded lids. What this does is when you've got hooded lids, this bit here hangs over your mobile lid. So by putting shadow up here and putting something very light in the center of your lid, you're making this actually look like it comes out more. And that will make the hood look like it goes back further. It's all about cheating the shape of your eye by light and shade. And I'm going to put a little bit of that highlighter. I'm just pressing it with my fingers under my brow. You feel like you need to see the shades in person. Yeah, you know what? I know what you mean, Terry. You talking about Charlotte's lipsticks? Because her lipstick photographs never truly reflect what they actually look like. I'm on a lot of medication at the moment, even more than I was before. And one of the things that it's doing is drying out my mouth. So just bear with me. I've got my flask of tea here. And I've been told I can't get my tooth done yet because I'm on really high strength blood thinners. And if they do anything to my teeth, I'm just going to bleed everywhere. So my toothless grin is going to be with me for some time yet. I shouldn't have put it off beforehand. Right, let's do my brows. I'm going to I haven't forgotten, I'm going to show you that other blue that Carla Cosmetics does. Let's do my brow, and I'm going to do if I can find a nice spoolie. Right, I'm going to put on some Anastasia Beverly Hills brow freeze, first of all, to really get them pointing upwards. So I was looking actually, because I've got the brow freeze brush, which is even better because it's got a little scoop on the other side. So you can scoop some of this. It's like a clear gel, and then, but instead I'm going to do it this way. Hopefully this will work. Except it's got a great big blob, but never mind. So you can see that what this does is it as well as brushing them up, it actually freezes them in that position, which really gives you a lifted eye look. But I have to say that if you like this idea, as much as I think this is a really good product, I found one that is cheaper and is, I would say, marginally better than this. And that's the one that is made by P. Louise. And it's called Brow. It's another one for brows. And she does, I'm hesitating because she does, P. Louise does more than one brow product. There's a balm and there's another one. So if anybody wants to know what it is, can you comment after this video and I will find you the one I'm talking about and post the link for you. Right, so can you see how it kind of brushes them up? And it really lifts up the eyes. I need to trim them. Look, I've got a few going over the line. But then what you can do is once it's dried down, and what I like to do as well is just take my finger and tease them up as well. Again, if you've got hooded lids, this really does make a difference. I haven't got them near me, Stacey. And also, they've still got, because I haven't had a chance to look at them yet, they've still got the plastic around them. But what I can do is swatch them and send you them later. Okay? I'll definitely do that. Now, then what I can do is go in with the brow pen. Ideally, what you want to do is let that gel dry a bit first. But just go in and thicken them up a bit where you've got your bald areas with the brow pen. Now, a lot of the time, but I just can't be bothered today. I've got this in medium brown, and I've also got it in ebony. I might show you. The idea is, if you've got two colours, one slightly lighter and one slightly darker, it will look more natural. And what you want to do is you put the lighter colour on first on the inner part of your brow, because the inner part of your brow is always slightly lighter than the darker side, than the other side, right? And then you take the other one. I will show you. So you take the other one that's ebony. I've got ebony as my, yeah, the darker one. And then you use that one to do the tail. Now, what I suspect, I have overshot the line here, but I also suspect that this one is now, I've lost hairs towards the end. And the way that you can check this, again, you may already know this, is you put the pen right against your nose. That's where your brow should start. Then you go through your pupil, and that's where it should arch. Okay? And then you go to where your lashes end, don't forget to hold it against your nose, where your lashes end, and that's where it should end. And mine is just going slightly short that side. I think that side, again, slightly short. So, with the darker one, I'm just going to elongate them by taking this slightly further out in hair-like strokes. And again, this side. These are all little finishing touches, but they make a big difference. Now, I should still have a bit of concealer, yeah, on that sponge. And I'm just going to, but I need some more. Okay. I'm just going to take some concealer. And like I'm drawing a line from where my eye ends to there, that's where my eyeshadow should go. And I've overshot the mark a bit. Now, you can use moisturiser to take it off, but I'm just using concealer. So I'm just drawing that line and just going over it. Probably if you were up close and personal with me, you might see the blue underneath. But it just gives your eyes a bit of a lift. Did I get the jellyfish blush? It's stunning. No, I haven't. I'll have to have a look at that. Right. Now I'm going to finish off by using a lip product and a blush. And now I'm just thinking this one actually would work really well as a blush, and I might use it in a lip look as well. This is called Peach Beach, and it just happens to be nearby. Peach goes really well with a blue eye, because what you don't want is you don't want to have the eye look is actually quite prominent, so you don't want prominent lips as well, and peach goes really well. So I'm going to start by putting a little bit of this on my cheeks, and this is made by Mitchell, by the way. Stacey, it sounds like you're becoming a bit of an expert in Made by Mitchell. It's addictive, I know. Can you use a nude tone blush with blue too? Yes. Nude or peach. I would definitely... And with lipsticks, it's really difficult to actually find a suitable colour. But again, I'd stick to nudes or peaches, because otherwise it just doesn't work. Now, I'm going to try this on my lips and see how we do. Actually, that kind of works. But what I want to do is my lips are really dry as well at the moment. So if I use this, I'm going to put a gel over the top. A gloss, I mean. One, it will soften it a bit. But two, my lips are really dry. Now, I'm sure I have one here. Just got to find it. I have got a clear lip gloss, which I need to find. I know it's down here somewhere. Bear with me a minute, folks. Talk amongst yourselves. This is one of those things that I'll find it after my live, and it'll be staring at me. And yet I've seen it down here. If not, I'll use this. Let's use some of this. This is P. Louise's Protect Your Pout. I did have a clear lip gloss down there by Anastasia Beverly Hills, but can't find it. So I'm going to use some of this lip balm. Now, what I want to finish off by doing is what I put on right at the beginning, which is, well, not right at the beginning, but second in, which is my highlighter, my Estee Lauder highlighter. which I'm dropping things everywhere. And I haven't forgotten I'm showing you that other pigment. I'm just going to put these in there for a minute. My highlighter. What has happened to it? Have I dropped? I think that was one of the things that dropped on the floor. So the highlighter that I used at the very beginning under my foundation to give me a bit of a glow, and this is definitely my all-time favourite highlighter, and this is Modern Mercury by Estee Lauder. That's what it looks like. And it just, for those of you that haven't watched me before, the reason I'm going to use the highlighter brush by Carla Cosmetics. The reason I love this is because it looks so natural on the skin, and it works whatever your skin tone. And Stacey will confirm this, because Stacey's got a very different skin tone to me, and she wasn't sure whether it was going to be too dark for her. And I said, no, it will be fine. And Stacey loves it as well. You can see it just gives you that glow, but it's so finely milled. It doesn't look in any way like a highlighter. It just gives you that glow without it looking like it's makeup glow. You can kind of... I should show you some on my finger. Can you see? It's like a rose gold. And this is what the packaging looks like. Bronze Goddess. And it's Modern Mercury. Okay? But I definitely would recommend this. Whatever your skin tone, I just can't get enough of it. I'm going to make it look like makeup now, because I just want to... I want to glow. And I'm going to put that one, that Victoria Beckham wasn't glowy enough. And I'll put a dab of that in the centre as well. And with my pinky, some in the inner corner. When you find a highlighter like this, it is so versatile. So I used this before I applied my foundation to give me a bit of a glow, and I've used it afterwards as well. And I'm going to finish off with a bit of bronzer. Hi, can you say... I don't know, I can't. I don't know, what does that mean? UK has such nice brands. You're in Connecticut. Well, Estee Lauder should be available in Connecticut. I'm not going to say... First of all, I can't say it based on the spelling. And second of all, I want to know what it means before I say it. Okay, so that is... Oh, bronzer. My bronzing brush. What did I do? Charlotte Tilbury bronzing brush and the bronzer from her Bronze and Glow, Hollywood Bronze and Glow palette in medium. And again, I'm just going to do this to warm up my complexion. What time is it in Connecticut, by the way? 9:15 in the morning. Oh, that's so it's not too early for you then. I know, Terry, it's quite early for you, isn't it, Terry? I know you set your alarm for me, and then I have people watching me in Australia that watch me before they go to bed. Oh, it's same time where you are. So anyway, that's the look. And I nearly forgot, but I was going to show you. So you've seen Insomnia, but I wanted to show you this. This is a really beautiful. Now, this has got a black base to it. So you can see the one that I showed you was Insomnia, and that's what it looks like on Bearskin. It's also really nice under a purple base. And that's what it's like under a black base, and that's what it's like under the Navy Noir coal. But if you want that look with just one product, this is Midnight, and this is absolutely stunning. You wouldn't need to put a black base under this, although you could if you wanted to. But it's very similar because it comes with a black base. Sorry, I'm just going to have to tip a bit more out to swatch for you. Let's try that again. See? But then you're stuck with it unless you could try putting it on a white base. But the great thing about Insomnia is that you can make that by putting it on a black base, or you can keep it like that and have it looking lighter and more lilac. But this one, the Midnight shade, let me just swatch a bit more for you. The other thing is that when you turn it into different lights, this was one of the first ones I bought because I love blue and I love purple. But when you move this into different lights, it looks purple. Now, you can't see that here, but maybe if I show you the lid, can you see as you turn it round, it starts to look purple? Really pretty. So that is the look today. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I'll see you at the weekend. I'm definitely going to do the video about mascara, and I might, if I've got the energy, as I said, I'm still struggling with fatigue. I might put out another video as well. But I will definitely do the mascara one about how to apply mascara when you've got wobbly hands. Whether you've got arthritis or you just got wobbly hands. I know that was something I really wanted to do, and I've got it on my list to do. So that one will come first. And then the next one will probably be a kind of get ready with me with a new Natasha Denona palette that I got over Christmas. And then after that, I've got to do as a video, and it won't be putting it on my face because it would take too long. But to show you all the products that my sister bought me for Christmas and get well, because she basically filled up a whole makeup case full of products, and I'm a very lucky girl. And I want to do that video especially to thank my sister, and I'll try and do it without crying. All right, take care, everyone. I love you all. And don't forget, yes, now you can see it. Oh, right, yes, you can see the purple. Don't forget to like the live, and don't forget to tell your friends to come and subscribe to me, because it all helps. Love you all. Mwah.